So I've got one quick tip on how you can turn your DJI OSMO Pocket footage into cinematic quality slow motion footage. I'm gonna talk about it in this video on how you can do it. So make sure you stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here with Drone Nerds. Today I'm talking about the DJI OSMO Pocket and how you can use the 60 frames per second video to really capture amazing slow motion footage. This is going to be great for different situations. If you're trying to create a really epic shot, if you're trying to create an epic video, throw a little bit of slow motion in there. Filming everyday normal things in slow motion makes it instantly cinematic. I'm going to show you some examples of shots that I shot recently when I went out fishing in 60 frames per second. Now, what's really simple and easy about most editors nowadays is you're going to drop the 60 frames per second footage onto a 30 frames per second timeline. I simply just turn the 60 frames per second video into basically 30 frames per second, and that's going to slow the video down 50%. Now, it's also great when you might have a little bit more movement than you want in the shot. If you're trying to really smooth the shot out, you can use this effect as well. And you can see behind me my timeline. Basically, I'm just going through, I'm slowing down different shots, I'm speeding up different shots, and I'm using those extra frames to slow down the footage or speed it up with the 60 frames per second on the 30 frames per second timeline. I know it sounds like a lot of frames per second, but basically, like I said, you're just taking that 60 frames per second video from the Osmo Pocket and you're slowing it down 50%, and you're creating really smooth, cinematic, kind of epic shots. Depending on the overall look that you're going for, you can really use this for all types of different situations. Let's say you're filming a wedding and you really want to capture just some really epic moment in that slow motion. You can do this simply by just filming in the 60 frames per second and then slowing it down later on. You can see from a lot of these shots that I filmed, a lot of this is kind of like high speed shots that I then slowed down, just kind of slowly flying along. So you know that the shot is fast, but you're adding that slow motion effect, which is going to make it more epic. I don't know what it is about slow motion, but it just makes everything a little bit more epic. Also, let's say you have a shot where you're walking along and there's a little bit more movement up and down that you don't really want. You can also use the same effect with the 50% slow motion to take some of that movement out, or at least make it overall smoother. I do a little bit of slow motion, a little bit of fast motion, kind of cut it all together. I just love the idea of having that extra frames per second. Even if I don't slow down the footage, I can still do it. Give me that option. Give me the option to slow down if I want to. So everything that I film normally with the Osmo Pocket, I'm filming in 60 frames per second. That way I have the extra frames per second to do slow motion if I want. So there's a little tip for you guys when you're filming with the Osmo Pocket. If you want to film in 60 frames per second, drop it on your timeline and really create cinematic slow motion footage. It's really simple and it's really easy, and it's a little trick and a little tool for you guys out there who are looking to step up your video game, your editing or your video game. There it is, 60 frames per second. If you have any more questions, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, head on over there to dronenerds.com to check out all the latest and greatest drone products, accessories, camera accessories, and more at dronenerds.com.